Hello Pythonians. In this lecture, we are going to learn about an important concept in Python called mutable and immutable objects in Python. So let's start with the definition. What are mutable objects? Mutable objects are those that can be changed after they are created. For example, list, sets and dictionary. And definition of immutable objects is opposite of that. That means the object, once we created those objects, we cannot change these objects. So example of immutable objects are tuples, integer, floats, boolean and frozen set. Let's understand this concept with an example. Now here I have created one list called X and here I have created this tuple called Y. You can see if I want to append anything in this list, I can do that. And you can see the same list is modified. Now X is 1, 2, 3 and 4. But if I try to use this append method on this tuple, which is also an iterable item, you can see the tuple object has no attribute called append. That means Python is not allowing us to modify this tuple because tuple is immutable object. Now let's understand this in more detail. Let's consider this dictionary D1. You can see there are two key value pairs in D1. Now what I am doing, that I am assigning D2 is equal to D1. So now D2 will have the same values as D1 is having. Now let's try to update D1. We are updating D1 by new key value pair. Now let's print both D1 and D2. You can see that D1 is modified as well as D2 is also modified. Now why D2 is modified? The answer to that is, let's print the ID of these two. Now what is ID? ID is nothing but the memory location of the object in Python. Here you can see the memory location of these two objects is same. That's why when I modified the value of D1, since D2 is also pointing at the same memory location, the value of D2 is also changed. Now to solve this problem, let's say I want another dictionary which will be same as D1. But when I change D1, I do not want to modify this new dictionary. So let's create D3 is equal to D1.copy. Now what does this copy method will do? That it will create the copy of that same value in other memory location. So when I try to print the memory location of all three variables, you can see that D1 and D2 have same memory location. But since we have created the copy of D1 and assigned the value of that copy to D3, we can see that we have different memory location for D3. Now if I update D1, it's not going to cause any modification in D3. Here you can see I have added this new element in D1, but the memory location of D1 and D2 are same. So that's why these two are modified, but D3 remain intact. So the moral of the story is dictionary is mutable object. If we try to modify the value of dictionary, the value will be modified at the same memory location. And by that way, we can know that the dictionary is mutable object. So for dictionary, we have this copy method, but for other mutable objects, we need to use a copy module in Python. And we will be learning about that copy module in our upcoming lectures. I hope you have understood what are mutable and immutable objects in Python. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.